Is NoFap a placebo, or does it actually work? I do see some skepticism in the comments section from a small group of guys. They say things like, it doesn't work, I've tried it for a week and I didn't see any changes, I didn't see any improvements. It's all BS. And, I see some comments, and I want to address these comments. The way you approach NoFap will determine your success. What is NoFap? Let's backtrack. It's essentially avoiding self-pleasure. There's nothing wrong with experiencing an orgasm and busting nuts, but doing so on yourself multiple times a week is pathetic, and it makes you feel worse about yourself, especially when you couple masturbation with pornography. Those two together are a perfect recipe for ruining your life. And I'm saying the truth, even for those skeptics out there who are like, no, it doesn't do anything. You know that porn and masturbation together on a consistent basis negatively impact the way you feel. I am yet to meet a guy who tells me that they feel better about who they are after spending 4 hours watching the hub, going from one video to the next, trying to find the perfect scene. I'm yet to find a guy that feels empowered by that activity. There are a bunch of BS articles online that are probably written by pornographic companies or sponsored by pornographic companies to saying things along the lines of, masturbation is healthy. Men should masturbate frequently. They're paying for those articles, by the way. They are. They want to keep you hooked. Now, yes, pornography is free, but is it? I would say it isn't. You're paying with your soul. That's how they have you hooked. And spending time on the hub for hours a day takes away from other areas of your life. You're no longer pursuing your physical health with as much ferocity, your business ventures with excitement and anticipation. It takes away all of that. It zaps you of your energy, and it keeps you hooked, and you come back for more and more. Now, the way you approach NoFap will determine your success. If you approach it from a very negative mindset, then you're going to look for reasons to relapse. You will. Oh, I didn't see any results. Fuck it, I'm going to wank. It's like, bro, no, calm down. You're not going to see enormous changes in 3 days. You've got to give yourself time. It's going to be tricky. I mean, the hardest period of time when it comes to NoFap is the first week. Especially if you're used to playing around with yourself every day. The first week is going to feel like a year. The temptation will be real. Now, of course, you can take measures to ensure that the triggers are not as available. For example, by unfollowing a lot of these IG models that you follow, or by staying out of the house until really late. You can take those actions to try and help minimize the likelihood of you relapsing. But it's challenging, and I said this before in a different video. The likelihood is you will probably relapse. I'm not giving you permission. I'm not saying, yeah, go ahead, relapse, man. Nah, I'm saying that it's difficult, and in most cases, guys will end up relapsing. But approach it from a very optimistic place. You know what? I know that if I abstain from this filth, I'm going to feel better about myself. Going forward, I'm going to prioritize real interactions with real women. I am no longer going to sit down and watch a bunch of pixelated content and bust a nut to pixels on a screen. It's weird when you think about it. 100 years ago, the only way for men to see a woman naked was by being in a relationship with her and sleeping with her. You had to become a man of value, attract a woman, and then end up in a physical relationship with her and have an active sex life. Now, guys are curled up in their room like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, busting nuts every day without having to do any work. That's why they don't respect themselves when they look at themselves in the mirror, because They're rewarding themselves all the time. You know, a woman's beauty is something that you should experience in real life, not behind your dusty laptop screen. Right? So tell yourself, you know what, if I abstain, I'm going to feel better about myself. And I want to give myself the chance to see what happens, even if I am skeptical. I want to just see what happens if I abstain for a month. You know, some guy the other day commented saying, it doesn't work, this is all rubbish. Ali, why are you promoting this rubbish? And I'm like, try it for yourself, properly. For a good month. You will feel better. You will. Nobody cuts off porn and masturbation and feels worse. Nobody. And look, it's not a solution to your inability to attract women, but it's a good fucking starting point. It's a good starting point, getting rid of porn and masturbation. And then from there, you still have work to do to become more charismatic, more confident. Of course, I'm not saying that it's a solution for everything, but it bloody sure does help. So come into it from the perspective of, you know what, I'm going to give this the chance. I want to see what happens. Because with this negative, pessimistic mindset, you won't win at anything you do in life. You know, it's the same when guys say things in business such as, well, what's the guarantee that I'll win? It's like, motherfucker, just fucking start. Bet on yourself, for God's sake. Look, you may win, you may not win, but at least attempt. Don't be one of those guys that never attempted, because it's risky. It's riskier not trying. You know, Jim Rohn used to say, if you think the bill for trying is high, wait till you get the bill for not trying. Inaction will cost you more in the long run. At least when you're trying, you're getting better. Right? But you've got to give yourself the time. Got to give yourself the time to see the fruits of your labor. You've got to give yourself the time when it comes to NoFap to build up those good habits. Because remember, NoFap isn't a case of just stopping the bad habit. It's by slowly replacing those bad habits with better habits, with good habits. That's not going to happen in one day, in 1 week. That's going to take time. All right? And I would say after about a month, 2 months, it's going to be a lot easier going forward. The first week is challenging as hell. It really is. Push through it, you know? There was a quote I heard once, if you're going through hell, just don't make any pit stops. Just keep going, man. And if you relapsed during the first week, don't use it as an excuse to carry on relapsing for the rest of the week. Well, I fucked up. I might as well just continue busting nuts for the rest of the week. Nah. Pick yourself up. Have a shower. I was going to say brush yourself off, but you're going to need more than brushing yourself. You're going to need to fucking shower, mate. And then go for it again. Not busting nuts, I mean, as in, you know, go back on NoFap. Right? Go back on it, man. It's all right. You're going to relapse. But don't feel sorry for yourself and then you start sitting there and overthinking and see, this is why I'll always be a sad wanker. No. Don't be saying that to yourself, bro. You're not the only man in the world that struggles with this shit. Millions of men around the world are suffering with this addiction every day. But you can make a decision that going forward things will change. Right? You want to be able to look yourself in the mirror and respect yourself for trying. Don't want to look at yourself in the mirror and feel like a victim. Feeling like a victim does nothing for you. It just makes you feel worse. It really does. Cut off self-pleasure, man. It's difficult, but it will help you in the long run. Hopefully this video has helped you, fellas. If it has, make sure you give it a like. Comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content just like this. See you boys in the next video.